Ladies and gentlemen, gather around as I take you into the shadows of Mystic River, a film that doesn't just invite you to watch, it dares you to peer into the deep, twisted crevices of human nature. It's a dark, pulsating thriller where secrets are currency and tragedy is the undercurrent that keeps dragging everyone back into the abyss. Clint Eastwood directs this beast of a movie with the precision of a surgeon, each cut leaving a scar that never quite fades. Let's set the scene. A tight-knit neighborhood in Boston, where everyone knows each other, where kids play hockey in the street, and where secrets run deeper than the Mystic River itself. The film opens with three young boys, Jimmy, Sean, and Dave, writing their names in wet cement, a seemingly innocent act, until a sinister twist changes everything. A car pulls up, and a moment of coercion sees young Dave taken away by two strangers in what will become a nightmare that will haunt him forever. And just like that, Eastwood has us hooked, as we know what happened that day is about to ripple forward in ways no one can escape. Now, let's fast forward to a quarter century later. Those boys are grown men, each haunted by the past in different ways. Meet Jimmy Markum, played with chilling intensity by Sean Penn. Jimmy is a man with two faces, the devoted father and neighborhood patriarch who runs a corner store, and the ex-con who you do not want to cross. He's like a powder keg, ready to explode, and when his beloved 19-year-old daughter Katie is found murdered, you feel that slow, ominous burn, as if the whole film is just a fuse leading to an inevitable detonation. Jimmy is grief and rage personified, a hurricane of emotions that Sean Penn captures with heartbreaking authenticity and a raw, terrifying edge. He isn't just a grieving father. He's a man who believes in old-school justice and is willing to do whatever it takes to find his daughter's killer. His obsession is palpable, almost suffocating. Then there's Sean Devine, played by Kevin Bacon, who is now a detective tasked with investigating Katie's murder. Sean is our stoic observer, a man whose own personal life is crumbling around him. His estranged wife calls him, and he listens in silence as she breathes on the other end, their relationship a ghost haunting his every moment. Sean is all about control, keeping the case together, keeping his emotions in check, and, above all, keeping himself from slipping into the chaos. But don't be fooled by his calm demeanor. Sean is just as haunted as the others, and Kevin Bacon's performance makes you feel every ounce of that simmering turmoil. And then there's Dave Boyle. Oh, Dave. Portrayed by Tim Robbins in a role that is both devastating and unnerving, Dave never really escaped that car ride as a child. He wears trauma like a second skin, each day a struggle between his past and present. When he comes home the night Katie is killed, covered in someone else's blood, claiming he fought off a mugger, we can't help but wonder, is Dave a broken man? A victim unable to piece his life back together? Or has the darkness from his past finally consumed him, transforming him into something monstrous? Robbins plays him with a kind of quiet, shuffling unease that keeps you guessing. His every movement, every haunted gaze makes you uncomfortable, makes you question, makes you feel the burden he carries. Eastwood's direction peels back layers like an onion, and each reveal hits you in the gut. The film isn't interested in black and white morality. It revels in the gray, in the flawed humanity of its characters. Mystic River is as much about guilt, grief, and trauma as it is about the murder investigation. It's about how the past has a way of sinking its claws into you, no matter how hard you try to shake it off. Katie's murder, though brutal and tragic, serves as the catalyst for an unraveling. Jimmy's search for the truth is relentless, but as he digs deeper, it's not just about finding the killer. It's about exorcising his own demons. He becomes a vigilante fueled by anguish, and the lengths he is willing to go to for justice, or revenge, are as terrifying as they are understandable. You can almost feel the weight of his pain, but you also sense the danger in it, like a storm you know is coming. Sean, on the other hand, is caught in the push and pull between his duty as a detective and his history with Jimmy and Dave. He has to navigate a case that becomes increasingly personal, and the deeper he digs, the more the ghosts of their shared past come to light. His detective partner, Whitey Powers, Lawrence Fishburne, offers moments of dry humor and no-nonsense reality checks, but Sean's journey is ultimately a lonely one, mirroring the isolation he feels in his own life. And Dave? Oh, Dave's story is the stuff of nightmares. We see his struggle to be a husband and father, to keep the darkness at bay, but when his wife, Celeste, Marcia Gay Harden, starts to doubt him, that fragile hold he has on sanity begins to slip. Marcia Gay Harden delivers a heart-wrenching performance as Celeste, a woman trapped between love and fear who comes to suspect that the man she married might be capable of unspeakable things. The tension between them is electric, heartbreaking, and you can't help but feel the walls closing in. Mystic River grips you with its psychological depth. It asks uncomfortable questions. How much does childhood trauma define a man? Can we ever really escape our pasts? Are we doomed to repeat the mistakes of our fathers? And what happens when grief becomes rage? The cinematography bathes everything in a washed-out, almost grim palette that perfectly complements the film's tone. The Mystic River itself looms large, a symbol of secrets buried deep and pain that can never truly be washed away. It's a character in its own right, ever present, whispering of things lost and truths that refuse to stay hidden. The screenplay, adapted by Brian Helgeland from Dennis Lehane's novel, is razor-sharp, pulling no punches and yet giving every moment time to breathe. The dialogue is crisp, authentic, and laced with a sense of fatalism. The film knows that the answers Jimmy, Sean, and Dave seek are as likely to destroy them as they are to set them free. When the pieces finally fall into place, the revelation is gut-wrenching. Mystic River doesn't end with a neat bow. It leaves you with a lingering sense of dread, a hollowness that gnaws at you. The final scenes, particularly the parade sequence, are haunting, a reminder that the facade of normalcy is just that, a facade. The real darkness lies beneath, lurking, waiting, never truly gone. So, dear listeners, if you're looking for a film that will leave you breathless, that will haunt you and make you question the thin line between good and evil, don't walk but run to watch Mystic River. It's a masterclass in storytelling, a labyrinth of emotion, and a reminder that sometimes the past doesn't just come back to haunt you. It comes back to drag you under.